Okay, I'm Trisha Bear from the Culinary Command Post, and today I'm going to show you how to make Mexican rice. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you our ingredients. So we have long grain rice, which is about 3 cups of rice. We have 6 cups of water. We're going to cook it in a saucepan. And then at the end I'm going to add this creamy ranch dip to give it an extra level of flavor. And then we have 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 teaspoons of cumin. The recipe calls for cumin seeds, but I'm just using cumin powder. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of minced or diced garlic and 3 cans of tomatoes, or you can use rotels with the green peppers in it if you want. Then we're going to add our peas and carrots. And that's just 1 small bag of frozen peas and carrots that I put in the microwave. And then we're going to have 3 whole bell peppers that I've already chopped up in little pieces. And then a little garlic butter and a little Italian herbs to go with it. And then after the rice gets done, we're going to add a little bit of Tillamook cheddar cheese, which is my favorite cheddar cheese. It tastes really good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is rinse our rice, or long grain rice, or 3 cups. We're going to rinse it in a colander, and then we're going to pat it dry with a paper towel. Okay, so we've rinsed the rice. And we're going to pat it dry with the paper towel. It's kind of sticking to the towel, but anyway, we're trying to dry the rice. Okay, so now we're going to cook it on the stove for about 4 to 5 minutes on high heat. So first thing we need is our oil, which is our 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Get it open. Hang on. Okay, so heat up your oil. And we're going to put it on medium-high heat. Now we're adding oil to this, but I'm also going to add a couple tablespoons of garlic butter. Okay. We're just waiting for our oil to get moderately hot. And then we're going to stir fry our rice for about 4 to 5 minutes till it's slightly toasted. And then we're going to add our vegetables, which I have the bell peppers. You can add corn. I added corn to the recipe. You can add it. Peas and carrots. Diced tomatoes, which is canned diced tomatoes, or you can use rotel. And we're going to add a little bit of garlic. And then our seasonings, which we're just going to add the cumin. And I'm going to add some onions too. Okay, so the butter's getting hot, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the rice in there and just stir fry it for about 4 to 5 minutes. And we're just basically lightly toasting the rice is what we're doing. Just for 4 or 5 minutes in the garlic butter and the oil. Stir it until all the rice is coated with butter and oil. You also need about 6 cups of water that we're going to put in after we do our vegetables. So we're going to just let it stir fry for 4 or 5 minutes. Add our vegetables for about another 2 minutes. Add our seasonings and then add the water. And I've got it on medium-high heat. I think I'll add another tablespoon of butter, the garlic butter. You could even add a little bit, maybe a 1/4 cup of white wine to rice. It gives us a really unique flavor. I like the Bear Blanc white wine, but we're not going to add wine to this recipe. But you could if you wanted to. A couple more minutes on that. We're going to add our vegetables, our garlic, I'm going to add some onions. And this is mirepoix. You get it from the vegetable aisle, and it's 50% onions, 25% carrots, and the other 25% is celery. So if you don't want to have all that chopped up, that's what mirepoix is. That's the mixture of it. They use it in sauces and soups. When you're cutting onions, if you put a bowl of water next to your cutting board, onions will migrate to the closest source of liquid. So instead of getting the onions in your eyes, the fumes in your eyes, if you put a bowl of water next to your cutting board, the onions will migrate to the bowl of water instead of in your eyes. That's just a kitchen trick I learned at school. Okay, so now we're going to add our tomatoes. Yeah, but now. Then we're going to add our bell peppers. And you can add the peas and carrots now if you want, or you can add them at the end. I think I'm going to make sure you got a big enough pan too, because by the time you put the water in there, you're going to need a big pan. Then I'm going to add the cumin, which is the three teaspoons of cumin, not the seeds. I didn't have any seeds, so I decided to use powder. garlic. Mix up the rice with the vegetables just for a couple minutes. Once the tomatoes juice has evaporated, it just takes a couple minutes, then you can add in your water to finish cooking the rice. We'll add Italian seasonings on top last with our ranch dip. Now the recipe calls for lime juice. I don't like lime juice, so I use lemon juice instead for this recipe. Okay, so now I'm going to add in our 6 cups of water. Yeah, so definitely need a large saucepan or you won't have enough room to cook the rice. Because the rice is also going to get bigger as it gets done, so this is about the right size to use. Alright, so now then we're going to bring it to a boil, then lower the heat to low and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And at that time then we'll add our creamy ranch dip, which is this Daisy sour cream ranch dip. It's one of my favorite dips. And I'm going to go ahead and add our peas and carrots, which is just 1 small pack of frozen peas and carrots that I put in the microwave. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to lower the heat to low. And then I'm going to cover the pan and then let it simmer for 10 minutes.
And that is how you cook Mexican rice. Just have to let it boil up for about 10 minutes, and now it's time to serve. Smells delicious, and remember to tune in every Sunday, 2 p.m. And we are also now starting to broadcast on Wednesdays around 10 a.m. on every Wednesday. And that be on Facebook. And let's see you soon again. God bless. Happy cooking.